Greetings YouTube family, how you all faring today? Hope great by God's grace. Do well to feel at home. Today's video is on how to draft and sew this ruffle dress using a red tulle fabric and a red lace. Now get a cup of coffee as we start right away with the drafting. From this basic dress pattern, you will have to measure 15 centimeters from the shoulder line along the armhole curve, and from that point, you will have to draw a slanting line just as I am doing towards the center front and making sure that the slant is very shallow. The next thing you will have to do is to extend the dart line upwards to where this curve is. On this side of the curve towards the armhole, you go out by 3 centimeters, and on the side towards the center front, you go out by 1.5 centimeters, and you connect to the bust line. You will notice some broken lines just about 4 centimeters above the waistline. This is the half cut. At the half cut line, go in by 2 centimeters from the center back and connect that point to the basic back neck curve and also down towards the hip line. Don't forget, I always draft my front and back bodice pattern on one pattern paper, except it's a very complicated design. The reason why we have to curve the center back like this is to ensure that the zipper fits nicely when fitted, because our backs are not flat but are somehow curved. On the underbust line, place the underbust measurements divided by 4 and measure the excess. Divide the excess into 2 and place the value on both sides of the dart line at the underbust line. Then connect the additional points down to the waist darts. At the side of the hem, I went in by 3 centimeters and I connected that point back to the hip line to give the pencil dress some shape. Now I'll cut out the various patterns and get ready for sewing. You have to fold this pattern like this to have the back pattern, and then you loosen it up and cut out the front patterns. Here is the red tulle fabric I used, guys, and I used a satin fabric as the background to the lace fabric. With all the patterns already cut out, you will need to draw in the various parts just as I'm doing. These are the pattern pieces for the upper part of the dress, guys. As you can see, I have 3 pieces for the background and I have 3 pieces for the lace. So I have 3 pieces for the front upper part of the dress because it is a bustier dress. I'll pin like this and sew the center front piece to this side piece, and I'll also attach the other side of the upper part of the dress to the center piece, the front center piece. As you can see, I'm done attaching this side, guys. So I'll also pin the center pattern to the side pattern like this, and I'll pin and stitch. After stitching the upper front piece, guys, what you have to do now is to attach the back pieces to the front piece like this. I did that off camera because it's not a very essential part of this tutorial. So as you can see, I've attached the side pieces to the front piece. Now I'll place the sleeves, which is just a band of satin, but it was drafted. If you want to know how I drafted the sleeve, leave a comment at the comment section. So I'll attach the sleeves like this because I want my sewing to be clean, both inside and outside. Now when I'm done attaching the sleeves, I'll now place the lining right sides facing each other. Then I'll pin right through, sew and top stitch. I'm done sewing, guys, and as you can see, it's clean both inside and outside. Now you will need to cut out so many tulle bands of at least 10 centimeters, but you can increase the width according to how you want it to be. 10 centimeters by the length of the tulle, and then you pass a gathering thread at the center of the tulle, just as I'm doing. And then when you're done, you have to pull it out to create the ruffles, guys. You have to gradually pull it out, making sure that you don't break the threads. You will see that I've created so many ruffles, so I'll start placing them on the lower part of the dress, spacing them at 2 centimeters from the beginning, but towards the end I'll space it at 3 centimeters because I don't really have enough fabric, so I have to manage it. I'm done placing the ruffles, guys. You see just how beautiful it is. Then make sure that you don't sew ruffles on the sewing allowances. You have to allow space that you can sew the side seams, and this space should be void of the ruffles. I did this off camera, guys, but it's very simple. It's just a matter of patience, placing one ruffle after another and until you feel the whole area of the dress. What I'm doing now is I'm pinning the sides of the ruffles, and as you can see, I've already stitched the sides and I've attached the lower part of the dress to the upper part of the dress. Next thing to do is to attach the lining to the upper lining of the dress. So I'm done attaching, guys. And what's up next is to attach the zipper at the back, and I'll be attaching this zipper off camera. An easy method to attach your zipper is to first of all stitch your center back at 3 centimeters seam allowance right to the hem, and then you open it up like this with a blade, being careful not to hurt the fabric. And then when you open that up, you have a straight line where you can attach your zipper, and that's exactly what I did. I'm done attaching the zipper, guys, and I did that off camera. Hope you learned something from this video. Stay tuned for more videos. See you next time. Bye bye.